Yeah, and it works a little bit better with the colored white balance. I also have one I did of The Office, so when I'm at the office, I use that as the background, so it doesn't look as fucked. Welcome back to the Fashion Podcast. It's your host, MED, Mahogany Maroon, Ricky Chrome in the boom, you know what I'm saying? And I'm joined here by
Jefferson, Heffrey, Mothman, the great Mothman. You know, it's been a while. Nice seeing everyone. I know we look different right now, as you can see. The editor or producer, what was we gonna call it? Sorry,
production.
production. As you can see, production has set us up with this new system where we have our heads on our bodies. Yeah, and
What I got on today is my cotton, my cotton sweatpants. Uh, Imagine it's like the same shit. No, I actually donated all my cotton sweatpants to Second Street in the Upper East Side. So if you're living by there, you can pick up my secondhand sweatpants. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think the bottom mattered because we're on a video format. It's like COVID work from home, but in the future. So I
yeah.
got on fucking what if you guys can see this Story MFG um fatigue pants. On top I got a pearled ivory hoodie, the cropped oversized one. And then I have on a Rick Owens Alice Tour jacket in the Cordera nylon canvas. That's pretty much it. What about you, Heffrey? What you got on?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I didn't think the bottoms mattered. I actually have this killer headache right now from this fucking best vape that I bought from on Christmas. But
Yeah,
yeah,
shout them out. Low key, docs them.
I'm not.
What's this vape?
I don't want dogs. I'm wearing Walmart pajamas. These are like double XL. Um, yeah, these are pretty fire. Um, there's nothing special about these. I wouldn't wear these in public, honestly. But they're like a nice flannel, so they're not ugly or anything like that, and they're a nice earth tone. But I'm wearing also like a Mothman shirt. This is like the U.S. logo. This is like a really faded one. I have like two of these. This one's like my first one. Fucking and it gives like a really good like Gap Y2K like old vintage look. And I'm wearing this. This is like a Hollister California Surf Club hoodie with the fur. It's actually retro, so they re-released it. And it's supposed to be like an old model basically, but yeah, it's pretty hard.
it's
Stay
it's
tuned.
kind of it's kind of cool how our dynamic changed from Dickies pants to Rick Owens and vintage Hollister.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't wear Dickies anymore. Like I would still wear Dickies, but then like I don't know. I don't think they look good anymore. I wear my pants are like a lot bigger now, to be honest. But
You know,
is, yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah,
trying.
yeah.
The producer is ungatekeeping in real time.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. Like no, not that. Like you can literally get it from Hollister. Like as we speak, this is like a new collection. Yeah, and then oh yeah, no, not I thought this one had a secret pocket, but not another one did. But nah, the new Hollister selection is pretty dope to be honest. Except for like they have a variation of this hoodie. Um, it's supposed to say like Big Surf, but I don't know why. It just says Big Sur, like SUR. But yeah, no, it's really weird. But I was gonna get it too because it's the black version of this hoodie. Like you know what I mean? The hoodie's already pretty fresh. Imagine it in black, but then it says Big Sur. It looks really stupid, so I didn't get it. Oh, a good tip: you can actually just go get the girls' version. The girls' versions have gray and pink, and it's
Yeah,
like yeah, yeah, and the sizes are almost identical. My girl bought the the same hoodie, but in size small instead of extra small, and then oh no, in size small girls, but it was basically an extra small guy. Like and I would actually go to get it myself. They're decently priced. Yeah, the firm the hoodie, what's it called? We're bringing it back.
That's actually wild. I don't know, a lot has changed since then. Hefe has started up Mothman, which is huge. It's his own brand. He's been building inspiration from.
Yes.
He's in a new relationship now where his girl is a D-pop idol
Oh
slinging
yeah,
that vintage Hollister, which has
Glitter Doll
influenced
thrift
his
shop
style.
and Abercrombie, vintage Hollister and Abercrombie, vintage Y2K basically. Like
Yeah, do you want to give a shout out, Hefe?
yeah, glitter doll thrift shop on Depop and TikTok. Yeah, there's a sale going on right now. There's a winter sale, so like if you want to check that out.
Yeah. By the way, invoice is coming to you for that shout out.
Yeah, no, it's a called. Send that to Mothman.
Yeah,
Confirm.
we gotta we gotta start generating a revenue somehow.
About it.
You know what's crazy? This is somewhere we could start the discussion at. But when I first saw you have that hoodie, I thought it was the Aritzia one. Also, producer, in the VC chat, I'm putting in some links. So I'm also doing some online shopping while we're doing this
Don't be.
podcast.
That's nice.
Um,
How on brand.
yeah, this is actually like the best way to do this format. It's in the VC that we're in, but like you know how it has a chat. Yeah, yeah. So I thought it was the Aritzia one, and I guess Hefe, how do you feel about guys nowadays championing Aritzia for the boys?
Like wearing Aritzia or working in Aritzia or both.
Not working is fine. So is wearing, but like there's like this whole movement where like guys on TikTok and like Instagram are kind of making a name for themselves, being like, "Yo, like Aritzia is not just for the girls; it's also for the
Oh,
guys." You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
like I know for a fact, like they have those sweatpants and those hoodies that like guys have been wearing a lot of, like the Aritzia
Mhm.
sweatpants and Aritzia hoodies. Those are like whatever, like boot cut boxy hoodies that are like earth tones and stuff like that. Like that's pretty basic in my opinion. Like, are they wearing anything like in particular, like jackets or like?
I don't know if some guys been getting the jackets, but right now, the big one is the the fur hoodie.
But like honestly, like Aritzia is like the biggest brand, like the trend hopper ever, and biggest brand stealer, and most unoriginal like brand and company in my life, and that I would think
Yeah.
of. That like even with Hollister, like the fur hoodie was coming back before the Hollister re-released this. They only re-released it because fans were begging them to re-release it. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
they actually listened, which was cool. But I would just say that like Aritzia just stays stealing fucking like trends, and the guys who are like championing. Yeah, that's embarrassing actually because like first of all, it's a girl brand. Like they're trying to be like unique and everything like that. Nah, that's really embarrassing. And then like I don't know, like what are they even wearing? I don't like I always see them wearing the sweats, which is cool. You can wear those sweats, that's what I mean. But they're kind of expensive too. It's like
Yeah, and like I'm
expensive
pretty
for plain
sure Aritzia
sweats.
doesn't even do like 100% cotton sweats, which it's like, you know, what are you really paying for?
Um like you're honestly just paying for like to be able to go in the store and like talk to the girls there or something like that and kind of like I don't know, bond with them or something. I know the guys who work there feel so nice. Fucking
I don't really think so. Like, this is my thing, right? It's like the girls who work at Aritzia are all like what do you call scouted? You know what I mean? Like I
props.
feel like they have tough hiring standards for like the aesthetic of the Aritzia girly, and they also like work pretty damn hard for like a minimum wage worker.
Did they get paid
And
minimum
then
wage? I think they get paid a
yeah,
bit more. I think
Dude,
they get paid a
either
bit more. My
even
my
if it's
my
a bit more, like 18 an hour still feels like minimum wage.
nah, that is minimum. Like that's funny. That is basically minimum wage. But
Yeah.
they're like youths, nah? They're like what 21.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they vary in age. Like there's like and everyone between like 17-year-olds to like 30-year-olds working at Aritzia, and
My
it's
cousin
like
works at Aritzia.
yeah, and they're basically getting scouted by like men at this point because they're like, where else am I gonna find a fucking model when I'm making minimum wage? And if you're a guy working there, especially if you're like a stock boy or something, like your stock has to be super low. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like your
even the
social
customers
capital.
that
What do you
come in,
mean?
like I just mean like the girls know how much money you're making. So unless you're like an 8 and you're like mogging on some cavacular like looks maxing shit, like
Oh,
you're just around a
you're not.
bunch of
You're saying
shorties
you're not
who
like a baller. You're not baller.
yeah, like just every shorty knows how much money you're making and every so that like that kind of ruins your mystique right away and you're working with them all the time. So I think you get in close and you have like a lot of like girlfriends, but like none of them are looking at you like a boyfriend, you know what I mean?
Nah, I see what you mean, but like I still think those dudes are definitely like spitting game at the girls there, and then like maybe like who knows, they can be even being fake gay and everything, and like getting invited to all the like parties or some shit like that. But like, I wouldn't put that above them if they're already like willing to just wear Aritzia. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Uh,
yeah, no, I think that's pretty lame. Like I think they can do better than just That's funny. I'm wearing a Hollister. You know what I mean? But I'm dissing Aritzia.
mhm.
But I think Aritzia is like it just steals trends and shit like that.
That's
Yeah.
true. They do it in their own way, but I think a good like segue from that is what I was kind of getting in with this like whole fur hood stuff is I think a lot of like this trend came from the whole Japanese wizard look, like the Death Note Shinigamis, like Ryu.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like he has that like crazy like aesthetic and uh, producer. I put the link of the hoodie in the messages I was gonna bring up. So like a lot of that comes from like I forget what the Japanese subculture is, but there's like this like rock and roll punk aesthetic. It's very like 14th
Nah,
addiction esque.
I know exactly what you mean. Japanese punk rock, like that specific aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it looks like you're basically just like a medieval character, you could say, and then like you have all these like attachments to you, and then the fur is basically an attachment to the hood, right?
yeah, exactly. I know like we've had fur on hoodies for a while, but I do think like a lot of this stuff is like the appropriation of these cultures. A producer, that's the wrong image. The one before that, that's a different segue topic. Because right now I'm shopping for one of these hoodies, and I was like seeing you have it on, and I need a tighter fitting hood to go under my Rick Owen jackets because they don't fit,
Mm.
bulky. But like, so this is kind of like that aesthetic I was talking about with the whole like Japanese punk rock, and I think like this brand is like very true to that aesthetic. But I feel like the trend hoppers are kind of like using the Aritzia hoodies to like gentrify the aesthetic in a sense.
Are you saying like the fur hoodies are in Aritzia currently?
Yeah, yeah, they have the same one, but like it has no logo.
Is it just like a heather gray hoodie with the fur and
Yeah, literally.
a black one with the fur and shit like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I could.
Yeah, how would you say the fur is too? Is it just like is it the same like this? Because in the Hollister one for the girl, I think it's like a bit more uh it's just a bit more poofier. Yeah, it's almost like a macage type of fur, but it's not like macage has like the whole fucking ring around it. It's just like
Yeah.
it's not like that though.
Uh,
It's just like really thick though. Like it's good fur
here,
though. Like it looks
Pro-
like it wouldn't
producer man,
um
I put a link.
Like it wouldn't mat up too much, and then like even if it looks like if it does, it looks like you just comb it out, which is pretty good, I guess. Oh, for the girls hoodie, it was dope. You could take the hood, you could take the fur off, but for the guys one, you can't take the fur off for some reason. Like, so you know for a fact I'm barely washing this, or if I am
It-
washing this, I'm washing it like with you know.
It's gonna
Oh
it's gonna get clumpy.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
so
Nah,
this
I'm
is like
barely
the
washing
pink version. I can't even find the gray one anymore because probably all the guys took it.
it. Okay, the pink one looks hella cunt. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but
Looks
just
super
just
cunt.
imagine this black or gray is like I feel like it's like trying to take from that subculture and just make like a gentrified version. So I think it's like super prevalent in like our current age of like micro trends and cores, like people like dipping their feet into like gentrified versions of trends.
Nah, that's a good hoodie. Is that really expensive? Like that looks hella expensive.
What's the price on that? I lost the link. I think it's like only 100 or something, but
Really?
I'm
It's not.
USD
It's actually
now.
not bad. Again, I feel like once you put fur on something, you can like automatically add 50 plus bones on it, and the hoodie's already $80, right?
Yeah, but I don't even think it's like real fur.
I know, but then even less, even still. I mean, oh, 151. That's pretty good price. This is $90 brand new, like not on sale or anything, which
Yeah,
already is like kind of like a decent price.
it's not bad for
151, so
it.
yeah, that fur looked a lot bigger though. But
Yeah. On the
yeah,
flip
you get
side, you have the 14th addiction one that's like trying to price it out right now. It's like 350.
bro, on God, I'm just gonna say this. You can get this hoodie, the heather gray one with the or just
Hmm.
a black one with the fur from AliExpress. I'm just letting you guys know that. You just have to know what
AliExpress plug.
yeah, you just have to know what to search. But like it won't have any design. Like you just
Hmm.
has like Surf Club, California, blah blah blah, Hollister. You said yours from Aritzia doesn't really say anything, probably just says T and A or Aritzia. Yeah, this one will have no like logo at all, but it would still be the same quality of fur and everything like that. You probably get it for like $50 or less. Yeah, just drop in the AliExpress plug really quick.
Yeah, I
And
feel like the what's up, producer? Yeah, yeah, it's actually interesting about him because I was gonna talk about reps as well. Because I think the whole like rep climate has changed a lot, especially with like the Panda Buy. It was on the rise when we were doing the podcast last, but I think they shut down Panda Buy. There's still obviously other proxies for
they have
getting
like
goods out of China.
DHGA and stuff like it's
Yeah.
super buy, right?
Yeah, well, Super Buy is a proxy like Panda Buy, and then
Mhm.
DHgate is like a Timu, like a marketplace for China to sell to like Westerners without the whole proxy system. I do think
Okay.
like the overall perception of reps has like changed a little bit. I think it's less okay again in the eyes of like it's become more polarized, should I say. Like I think there was like a wave where like everyone was like, yeah, reps all the time, and I think a lot of people purchased a bunch of reps, and some have had good experience, some bad experiences. Obviously the people who are buying like real Rick Owens are gonna have some like type of animosity or feeling in it, especially like people working in like luxury.
Mhm.
I think also um, people in Toronto, from my perspective, were far more okay with wearing replicas versus like I find in New York that reps are like very heavily looked down upon, which is an interesting like dichotomy.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. I think people just like the idea of having like actual brands behind their what do you call it? Their clothing. I think it just adds more to the art. My girl, for instance, like she'll be like thrifting bare and she'll love to thrift clothes, but she'll never buy something from Aritzia just because like Aritzia is like middle of the mall shit, right? But then if you're thrifting something like some vintage Miss 60 jeans from like I don't know from the 70s or from the 80s or something like that. Like that's art. You could say that's timeless. You could say it's a piece of history versus
Hmm.
like they're just copying and pasting stuff from history. You know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
think like with the reps, sorry, I just want to say like with reps, I think like people feel the same way when they like, oh damn, like you're wearing that Rick Owens I don't know shoes, you're wearing that Rick Owens shirt, but then when it's unauthentic, it's like, oh okay, then you're wearing like just whatever really, right? There's no actual
Yeah.
like quality there or anything.
Yeah. And I guess like, what do you think is worse, repping like a lifestyle through reps, where like the aesthetic is more true to the lifestyle, or repping it through like gentrification of like other brands like Uniqlo, Aritzia, H&M, Zara?
Um, like wearing reps or wearing like middle of the mall shit.
Not like middle of the mall shit, but like the gentrified version. So like for example, right?
Instead of wearing
Uh
the Balenciaga jeans, wearing those like Urban Outfitter ones.
yeah, exactly. Or I guess that's a good example. Or like you could go look into like other subcultures. Like there's like the goth punk. Like I was showing the producer the 14th Addiction hoodies, and you could like look at the whole 14th Addiction website. Like it's very like Ryuk Japanese punk rock coded. So like wearing that, or like wearing Taobao of that, which will be the reps. So there's like the authentic look with the authentic brand who like actually cares about the ethos. There's the Taobao version of the brand, which is just the replicas of the most popular pieces that aesthetic has to offer. And then there's like the gentrified version of the brand, which is just like Aritzia, Uniqlo, Zara, H&M, making like their dupes.
So you're asking
So
me which
like,
one I think is worse to like.
yeah, yeah. Which one do you think is worse? Like, obviously not the real, because that's like on the parallel. But you could talk about that if you want. If you think like overpaying is also an issue, but
I think
like,
no, I
yeah,
definitely
reps
think
versus
like
gentrification.
if you want to be a fashion dude and like a fashion killer, like you're gonna have to like wear like the real stuff to some extent. Like you can't just only have folding reps and everything like that. Um, like you're not really gonna be actually what do you call it? Like appreciating the quality that comes with when you buy the authentic versus the rep. Um, I think overpaying is a little annoying. So I think it's nice to have stores like Second Street. I think it's nice to like find secondhand stuff or like buy resale versus retail. Even though sometimes resale is like pretty. Um, and because I like personally, you know me, I don't like paying. I don't like overpaying. I do
Hmm.
pay retail and I will pay resale sometimes, but I do buy reps occasionally. And I will
Hmm.
buy like I own like jeans from Urban Outfitters and I always wear those jeans. And then your boy thought they were the Acne Studio jeans, remember? And
Yeah, he's like,
he was
just
like,
tell
oh,
people.
if anyone asks, just tell them they're from the Acne, like because Acne makes the same wash. And I was like, all right, but like at
Yeah,
the end of the day, like we were walking New York, and I probably had like three or four people say, "Oh, those are such nice jeans." You know what I mean? And
yeah.
they didn't even have to ask where they were from. They were just telling me they were nice. So I think like if you want to be true to the lifestyle, you definitely gotta wear real. You can you can cheap out by wearing reps as your beaters, but like you must have like some real ones there too. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or else you're not actually living the lifestyle. Um, and I think if you want to live the lifestyle, like you can definitely like get some what do you call it? Some gentrified versions of it, because like that
Yeah.
will like help you with the not overpay. And I
Hmm.
feel like if you still apply yourself like as if you are living the lifestyle, like I don't know, like
Hmm.
you still let your jeans get mad ankle bite and you don't care about them or anything like that. I still feel like you're still living that fashion lifestyle.
Hmm.
But definitely, I think a good mix of it is what makes it more authentic, I guess, while still being able to like not overpay. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with like, I'd rather get reps over paying resale. I think resale has like died a little bit in the past few years though. Then I think for designer, it kind of comes to like retail price. Obviously, there's like a lot of things you can get on sale, but even like the sale price, like some Rick shoes, the Ramones with the crepe sole right now is down to like 650 on the Rick website, for example. But you can buy 3 pairs of reps for 650 essentially,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so I think that kind of comes into like the world of like overconsumption, where like if you're buying 3 pairs of shoes at a time, like it's hard to like really incorporate that into your wardrobe and like really make it your own. Like I think I need some time with like a specific piece to like really integrate it into my wardrobe. And I know you're the same. Like you got those 2 jeans and you build all your outfits around those 2 jeans right now because you're really like making it your own. And I think like in the world of like hyper overconsumption where you have the money to buy one, but you'd rather buy 3 shitty ones. Um, like there's a time and place for it, but if you're over consuming, I don't think that's good. I do have like a lot of real pieces now. Like I have a shit ton of Rick Owens, I have a shit ton of Greedies, a lot of Yoji Yamamoto. Sometimes I'll get a rep for sizing or just to see like how that style would be before kind of shelling out the money even in the secondhand market. Like these pieces go for a lot. But I also like having like rep shoes. Um, like I have 3 pairs of rep Greedies that I cycle through in the winter. The leather is shittier, which makes them better for wearing when it's raining or snowing because they're not like real authentic like full grain leather and they're like more of a chrome tanned with an artificial finish. They actually are better to be weatherproof. But also, when you're visiting New York, like I wanted to go out drippy, but I didn't want to wear my nicest shoes because like I'm not trying to like be on the dance floor with some dude stepping all over them. Like it's gonna ruin my whole vibe. So I think there's like some level of it where um, if wearing the gentrified version or the rep version helps you be a little bit more carefree, then go with that. Because if you're like shelling out a lot of money on clothes and you're unable to enjoy yourself in them, then you're not really getting value either way.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I wouldn't have anything to argue with that. It just goes back to like my thing where I said like you can get like the beater, you can get the reps and you can use them as beaters because
Hmm.
like we said like you don't want to. But then in a way that goes against living the authentic lifestyle in my opinion because if you want to be
Hmm.
like a fashion dude who's living like this nice city lifestyle where you're going to the club and you're like
Hmm.
wearing designer shoes at the club even though you know motherfuckers are gonna step on them and everything like that, or like someone might spill on something on them.
Hmm.
By the end of the night, you come back and then like you can clean them up in the morning and shit like that. But then like it adds to like the story, and it adds to your story where you're this fashion dude living in New York and you just
You
came
just
from the
have
club
that.
last night off a
Yeah.
bender. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love doing benders in like designer. You know what I mean? It's always fun. Um, you look to yourself like, oh, I'm super fresh and I feel really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I think it's pretty hard, just mainly because the clothes are so goddamn expensive, man. And then it goes back to what you said about overconsumption, where it's like, yeah, no, I like this pair of black boots I have, but now I want a pair of black sneakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or I want this boot in like 5 different variants.
Yeah, no, or like I said, I want this gray hoodie, but now I want the black version too. And it's just realistically, I don't need two of the exact same hoodie.
Hmm.
Real, yeah, it's not gonna change much to the silhouette or like my outfits. I think.
Yeah, I agree. The thing though, I find with like, so I've been getting into like a lot of leather products.
Hmm.
Um, Producer, I dropped the link to the Balenciaga Venom boots as an example in the chat. But so I bought a pair of Rick Owen leather Geth jeans. Essentially, they were made out of lamb leather, and I'm like, oh, these are like hella comfortable. They're pretty warm and thick. I'm gonna love wearing these in the winter. I seen a guy. go on TikTok and be like, yo, which one of these Balenciaga boots should I get as my winter boot? And for both of those products, because that they're made from like a full grain leather that hasn't been like um treated with like a plastic coating, they actually can't get wet. Like, so rain, heavy rain, no, is not good for them. And I traditionally come from like getting Doc Martens, right? And they're such plasticky leather
Yeah.
that you basically think of them as waterproof. Like there's people who wear Doc Martens all through winter as their winter boot. Um, so I do also think like, yeah, you can be that fashion dude and live the fashion lifestyle, but there's also like a time and a place for wearing like high end like luxury goods. Like you can't use like your leather greedy shoes or bags as an all purpose year round. Which then like makes me go back to like, well, if that's the case, and if you're doing it purpose built, why not get the rep?
Yeah, no, honestly, man, I don't really have a problem with reps aside from like just like only having reps.
Yeah.
And I just think where we are now in like fashion or whatever, in the current state of fashion, like reps are
Hmm.
like only allowed just because like it's tough economic times still. And then again, I'm sure even the world's seen that with the the politics and everything, with like how like what Trump is like
Yeah.
changing all the.
So yeah, so the question our producer just posed is if you think the world was in a better economic state, then reps would be less okay. So like I could start. My take on that is I think they shouldn't be more or less okay in either situation. Like I understand you want to spend less money on clothes because like, the economy's not great. But I also don't think like if you're over consuming once again, but you're just using reps to buy more, that's still not like a super wise use of money either way.
What was the question again? What, do I think reps are? Do I
It's
think if we were more rich, like reps would be not
not if we
okay?
were more rich, if the world's like socioeconomic state was better, that reps would be less okay.
I think people would wear them more. Because I think one reason that like reps are not as okay now is because there's like a lot of there was like this whole like what do you call it, trade thing going on where then like all the rep Mon, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where all the rep like there's like a trade thing going on between the states and like whatever.
Oh yeah,
The
like the
tariffs.
tariffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tariffs, and then basically all the rep companies that made reps were like, "Oh, did you guys didn't know? We actually been making Louis Vuitton, but like, and we've been making Birkins, we can sell them to you for a lot less. Like, just buy from us." And they're really just capitalizing off of that. So I
Yeah.
think like, and people were buying them like crazy at the time because they're like, "Oh, like they're being brainwashed." But no, yeah, I think people if it was like that, yeah, people would buy more reps. People would feel more comfortable by reps. Um, I think reps will always exist just because people don't want to pay the full price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People pay the full price to make themselves feel good, but at the end of the day, they don't feel good paying that price, because it's fucking. You pay like you go to Louis Vuitton, pay $2,000, you get like a purse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you go to Coach, which people love Coach nowadays.
Hmm.
Go do fucking Coach, you buy a purse, you get four of them for $2,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True, but I think two things about that. One, I think if you get a pair of shoes from Rick Owens for $600, chances are you can sell them in like 3 years for 500, 400, $350 easy. But if you buy a pair of rep Rick Owens, like you need to wear those things till they're dead, essentially, because like you can't really sell them. It's pretty scandalous if you try to sell them. Second, there's like a huge Rick Owens community, and if you're like selling a pair of Geo baskets where like people know where every panel should lie in proportion to every stitch, like you're never gonna get away with it because there's such a community and knowledge base on that product already. So you're actually doing yourself a disservice with that investment, and it's like part of like economics where poor people or people who are not doing well will buy value like size stuff, and they're doing themselves a disservice because they're actually paying more per unit over the lifetime of that good versus like a household that has a higher income they can purchase from Costco. Sure, they're paying a higher upfront, but through the span of the life of that good, they actually retain more money over several years. And I think it's the same
Uh,
with like some luxury goods. But I also think it's kind of crass to even like wear a Chanel bag as a rep right now, since the socio like economic state is not that good. I think it's like very garish to be showing off your wealth while other people are struggling, even especially if you're like faking that wealth.
yeah, no, I was gonna ask you earlier. Do you think, like, I was gonna ask, do clothes even retain that much value anymore? Like, for retail, like, will you be able to sell them for, because I remember with the Supreme community, like, that shit, like, completely is not as good as it used to be, and it's
Hmm.
kind of making a comeback now, but like, it's still like you're still never gonna buy something and actually, and it's almost rare for it to actually gain value now versus it for it to just retain
Hmm.
somewhat of the same value. You know what I mean? Like you'll sell
Yeah,
it for like at a loss, but you'll sell it at like a $50 loss. Is what I'm trying to get at.
yeah. I don't like what I don't think.
But you got to wear
Um,
it for like 2 years. You know what I mean? So that's the
yeah,
benefit, I guess.
yeah. So this guy made I think it's like the wrong trousers or someone on YouTube. Something trousers made a video about this, and well, I also might be getting the wrong creator. So if I am, sorry, but I think if even if you make back like 75% of what you spent on it, like you could just put that to the cost of ownership and depreciation, which isn't that not like so the producer asked like archive culture, and I don't think like archive culture, because what that is like people buy like really old coveted pieces
Hmm.
and they pretty much sell it for a profit, so they're making money on all those purchases or those sales. But for say like myself, like I buy Rick Owens jacket for like $900. If I were to sell this for $700, I would be taking a $200 loss. But you could look at that $200 as just the cost of ownership for 2 years and like the
Trust
ability
me.
to experiment, to wear it, to try it out. And then if you are able to make money back for it and buy a $700 jacket, you've at least are able to evolve your closet without losing your initial investment. Whereas like if you're like buying reps or Uniqlo or like fast fashion, like you can buy $500 of Uniqlo, but you're never selling $500 of Uniqlo for anywhere close to 500.
Personal experience, eh?
Yeah, I was selling you guys my fucking boxes. Like I was selling Home Depot boxes filled with Uniqlo for a
Yeah,
$100.
you can't sell like that when grilled.
Yeah, I'm like selling it by the weight. You know what
Okay,
I mean?
nah. Yeah, no, no, because I was gonna say like I know this shit doesn't retain value as much as it does, but yeah, I agree with you. You do get like the price of owning the item, but at the same
Hmm.
time, it's always sus having to like say goodbye to the item. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm there with you. So I have a hard time letting go of stuff. I think that's why like brands that have really like loyal cult followings, like Rick Owens, is like a good place if that's where your style is leaning towards to like kind of invest in. Because they've had one creative director, they're independently owned, and they make such unique pieces that people are afraid to alter because it's like art, and you're kind of like staining a piece of art by adding your own button to it or cutting the hem. Where like it actually kind of retains like a really good value over the lifetime of the garment. So I think like if you're trying to be economic about it, and like some people will despise being economic about like art or your like personal style or whatever, I do think it's better to lean into brands like that, or like get secondhand or sample sales. Like I've been able to like buy Margiela from sample sales, and after I was done with it, I sold it for a profit because I was able to buy it at such a heavy discount. You know what I mean? Versus like Hollister, Zara, Urban Outfitters. Like you're never gonna make back as much money unless you sell that item while the trend is hot, and then like that kind of leads to like trend hoppers. Like we had a friend in high school who would like always buy the latest trend and like kind of sell it before it went out of style so he could get onto the next hot thing.
Mm-hmm. What's it called? Now you mentioned that. These Abercrombie winter jackets that I'm trying to put a bracelet on, but these Abercrombie winter jackets are selling like crazy now. Like, do you know which ones I'm talking about? Like the ones that girls used to wear back in the day. They have, yeah. Well, they're selling for like $300 to $500, bro. Abercrombie
Like
fur jacket.
new or
No,
used?
no. Oh, they don't make them anymore. So they're like this. Yeah, I got it. Uh, this one. Yeah, it's like just like a really old style, but like this style is super hot again for that type of market. Um, sorry, show the link. Yeah, no, these are selling for like $300 to $500. Like, and I don't know why. They're just like so sought after. I guess it's because like what you said, like the trends back up and whoever has it is just like trying to sell that. But like I've been
Yeah,
trying to find this for my girl actually, and then like yeah, they're just so expensive.
yeah,
It's not
because
worth
it's
it.
like cyclical now, right? Like this look is like super in right now.
This like uh this is just like an old Y2K girl look.
Oh, but I mean, it's like how you describe it. It's like kind of rustic. There's like fleece. There's like fur. I think fur is having like a big resurgence in like the fashion. It's like cropped. It's kind of boxy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like things
It's
in
kind of
the
like a
20.
bomber jacket.
Yeah, it's like in the 2010s. This became like out of style because everything was so long, but now that we're getting cropped again. I think like it's kind of like stocks too, right? Like you only lose money when you sell. But like if you wait long enough, like whatever you own will come back into style.
Yeah, but then like you would definitely lose money if you held on to this for that like freaking like 7 year period where it wasn't in style, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
well,
like
it's like
that shit would just be
only if you
sitting in your
sold it. Yeah, yeah, you have
but
to
like
get storage.
but like real yeah, like realistically who wants clothing storage? Like I know you don't want that.
All right, guys. Our producer is saying like the fashion cycles. This conversation is getting a little cyclical, so we're gonna hop to a new bit where we watch some fashion content and we give our feedback, react our opinions to it. All right, our producer has found this video. It's
Looks like a
Cortez.
music video.
Yeah, I can't tell if these characters. I think they're Korean characters. I might
Yeah,
be
that's cool.
wrong.
That's Korean.
Yeah, and it says fashion official music video.
Fashion spelled like the SpongeBob meme. sound like Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, it's clean. It's interesting how like all cultures when they do hip hop, they kind of mimic like hip hop hand gestures. Like it seems like it's hella appropriation. Like I think cultures should just use their own hand gestures, low key. Yeah, yeah, you could continue.
I like Corey Anderson.
Mhm. Honestly, like I think this is like the prime example of the patriarchy. Like I think like girl K-pop groups have to like put so much effort into like a perfectly synced choreographed dance, and then guys come on the shit and they kind of just do whatever, and I do think it's still like pretty well choreographed because they take these sporadic movements and they like fade them into like to go part of the choreography. But it's also, I feel like, I don't know, it might be harder, but it seems like it's less effort than what the girls have to do. And everyone's dressed really cool. No one's like in a super small mini skirt with their like thong showing or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, they're saying fashion. Oh,
Oh yeah, it sounds like for show, right?
fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like they're saying for show, for show. Yeah.
Oh, color outside the lines. That's funny. Color outside the lines.
I don't think so. I think with like how K-pop groups are, like it's
Nah,
all like very
they did not choose
packaged.
those. That was definitely
Yeah,
stylish. That was definitely stylish. Those are
yeah.
music video fits.
Those are good pieces though. Like
They're
there's like
nice
some
fits.
like 14th addiction vibe stuff. There was like some Rick Owens vibe stuff like that vest with the really loose knitting. Like it looked like it had a lot of holes in it. I think was a Rick Owens piece. Some of the motorcycle jackets kind of seemed like they were like with the asymmetrical collars. Uh, also do think like Korean fashion is just very trendy. It's never like they're carving out a lane, but they're like taking what is already in trend and like Koreafying them. They're kind of enhancing it, like putting their own little twist on it, which I think is cool. But I think it was more prevalent back when the e-boy trend was popping off. And like I think now like we've gotten kind of accustomed to like how Koreans put their own flair on trends, and it's like less cool. Like when they're doing it, it's cool, but I think when like people are taking from it and they're not Korean, like you just look like a Korea boo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes. That's my reaction. I think it's cool. It's some good inspo, but don't like copy it word for word, or you're gonna end up looking kind of whack.
Okay. My
I
let's get it.
wait, have I did. All
I didn't
right,
really, I didn't really have much of an opinion on it to be honest. Like,
have I just like it's cool.
it was more of like it was more of like a music video than like a fashion thing. I think they dressed like Don Tolliver's latest album. That's what my opinion on it. But that's about it.
I think
Really?
they were like cool,
Yeah,
but like not practical.
definitely not practical. Those are definitely music video fits, bro.
Yeah.
Like music video fits or performing fits. You know what I mean? Like you could like wear a fit like that, but like it's definitely not like an everyday one unless you want it every day, like be a little bit more extravagant and casual, which I think you should though. Like yeah.
All right.
Okay.
To
Segue into
cap this
2020.
off, we ending 2025. By the time this out, it might be 2027. Sorry, a little jab at the producer. But Hefe, what do you think? What are your trend predictions? What do you think 2026 is gonna be like? What do you think is gonna carry over from 2025? What's gonna die? What's new?
I think baggy jeans, like baggy like clothes and everything, that will stay to a certain extent. I think it's getting like people are getting tired of the baggy silhouette.
Hmm.
I can even see myself in the mirror getting tired of it too. The typical cropped hoodie with a fucking baggy or like the varsity jacket like bomber jacket with the baggy pants, barrel pants like
Hmm.
people even said this year the worst fashion outfit was those two Asian dudes wearing them big ass pants with the big
Yeah,
ass jacket. Like that.
with
They
all
said that
the
was the worst
Yankees
style.
logos.
They literally said that was the worst style this year. So like,
Hmm.
what's it called? I think what's gonna happen is like they're gonna go towards um still baggy but skinny. So it's like when they wear like flares or some shit like
Yeah,
bell bottoms. I think people are gonna go way more towards that or like those like heaties or like just like more it's still gonna be baggy, but it's gonna be more baggy at the bottom than it is like
at
near
the
the
top.
thigh. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think people are gonna let me think. I don't know. People are being pretty eccentric right now. I think they'll continue by being eccentric. Yeah.
There was the photo in the drip center. Um, it was like I posted it after you posted that one fit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's basically like that.
That's pretty much the fit, but it's not that exact one.
Yeah, their fit was way worse. But then
Wait, I found it. Yucky, I found it.
yeah.
Here, I'm gonna tag you in it in Heaven's Backdoor. So this is my predictions, right? So I think there's gonna be a new t-shirt style going into 2026 summer. I think the baby tee will still kind of exist. Like people just bought their baby tees, but I think like people are kind of getting tired of them. It's kind of been like 2 years of baby tees now.
Yeah.
Um, so baby tees will slowly die. I'm not fully sure what direction t-shirts are going to go into, but I think like the oversized tee is still like not really gonna make a comeback. It'll probably go towards like a slightly like looser armhole or like a more boxy body kind of like silhouette this year, just to get away from like how shrunken everything was. I'm hoping we kind of go into like a boxy silhouette with a taper at the bottom. I think that's like a good medium and a new shape of t-shirt to experiment with. Um, I do agree with your analysis on baggy pants. Like I think we've reached the climax of bagginess. I think like brands like Rick Owens will like continue to sell baggy stuff like the cargo bellas and all that because like that's just their like bread and butter. But I think like with the jeans, we're gonna start seeing like different shapes. Like people are kind of experimenting with barrel right now. I don't think barrel is gonna stick. Like I think barrel comes in every few years as a transitionary, but no one like likes it. It's a weird shape. It's kind of just adding silhouette for the sake of silhouette. I do think what's going to happen is now that we've also reached the climax of like how chunky shoes can get as well,
Mm.
we're going to slowly move away from chunky shoes. And once there's a new shoe silhouette, that's what dictates what trend the pants are going to go into. like right now, I just don't think like slim pants work or tapered pants because all the trendy shoes don't work with those shoes. You know what I mean? And that's why bell bottoms work because it's like slimmer on the thighs, but it still drapes nicely over these chunky shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know what the shoe silhouette that's gonna take over is. Like Puma racers are kind of like still in the same vein as like the ballet flats that were popping before that, and that kind of came from Sambas. So I think we're also gonna move away from the minimalist shoe silhouette and chunky. Runners were kind of popping in 2013, so there might be a resurgence in runners. Um, I think that is mostly it. I know long coats are kind of having a moment right now too, like super long coats. So I think they might be popping next year more so. And I'm hoping the Gats trend will die. Like I think the Gats trend was like peak cool in 2019, and I think every year more and more people like adopt the German army trainer because they're like, I'm trying to wear Margiela, I'm trying to wear the Sambas, but like be more elitist about it. Um, and every year the price on those shoes go up. So that's my predictions and my hopes.
Yeah, no, hopefully those shirts come about. I think they already have a shirt that you were talking about where you said like the armhole is really big and it's boxy. You know what I mean? They already
No,
have like
so
box.
I'm not the armhole being really big. Like I want like the top and the shoulder to be kind of really big, but then instead of having like a straight fit, like it have like a tapered fit towards the waist. So you get like this hexagonal pattern rather than like this like rectangular, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I said you said like tapered waist, but then like boxy shoulder. Like, I don't know how that's gonna look honestly. That sounds very interesting. Yeah, you probably look like in like a turtle shell or something like that. You know.
Yeah, it depends on the proportions. Like, as long as it's not overly exaggerated, I think that could kind of work.
What style do you think will be like more prevalent in 2026? Like, do you think Y2K is still going to be making a comeback, or do you think they're going to abandon it? Do you think people are going to go towards more like that gothic, like Rick Owens, where they're wearing all black and they're wearing these crazy silhouettes? Or
Hmm. That's a good question. I think Y2K will stay a while longer. Like, there's just people who've like bought into it recently and made it their identity.
mhm.
I think with like the futures coming back,
Yeah,
um, that some of that like Kanye 2010s kind of looks might do a little comeback. I don't know if we're
I
gonna
agree.
go like yeah full biker jeans and scoop tees, but there's gonna be like some kind of like modern rendition of that, and that's why I was saying like
Something like
maybe
that.
runners or racers will kind of be popular again because that was like the really popular shoe silhouette back then. Um, well, all black ricked out, I think is like mine and some people's ways of like trying to transgress the trend cycle. So it's like
Mm,
let's like not buy into like the color of the year. Let's like not worry about the silhouette of the year, but let's just buy every variation in black, and that way like it'll kind of be timeless. I could switch it up or go in and out of like whatever's trending or not trending and kind of make like a more timeless version of that. So I think that will definitely stay. Hmm. Other than that, it's really hard to say what would be like the next super poppin' thing. I know there's like a lot of people trying to like push certain trends, but I think it's really gonna come down to like whatever the next it shoe is kind of gonna make the baseline of
yeah,
one like everything else that's trendy because the shoe determines the pants determine the top.
yeah. I see what you mean.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think what do you call it? Y2K will stay just because like nostalgic will always persist. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? People still want to chase that nostalgic feeling, especially because you said people are only starting at it now and they are making their identity. Um, that'll always stay. And I think there's gonna be actually like a new like kind of fashion that's gonna come out.
Hmm.
Well, maybe not new because nothing's new. I think it would probably just be like a blend of previous styles, and they're like, people are gonna basically try to do something original by blending like whatever they like from other aspects of like fashion, like
Hmm.
different styles, and then like I feel like they'll try to like bring that about into 2026. Like how I said, like everyone's trying to be more eccentric now. Like, they're trying to
Hmm.
dress their own way. Yeah,
Yeah, like bag charms.
yeah,
Hmm.
self-important culture. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, uh, so with like DIY culture, um, also being kind of prevalent, I think it kind of comes and goes. Like I think some people do like really cool things, and some people just fucking throw paint at a canvas and hope like the shit that it produces is good. It's not something like a lot of the population can get into, but I do think like there's going to be like more demand for like individually crafted goods to be more unique. Like I think like 14th addiction is becoming like more and more popular. I know like a lot of like TikTok and Instagram brands are becoming really really popular. Like Yuramon, K2 Studios, like these guys have like super cult followings now. Um I think the thing with that is like you're kind of putting a lot of vested interest in the penny stock. Like these guys don't have like longevity to back them up. It's kind of like I think they might end up becoming like the Rhudes and the Represent Clothings of the world. Like these guys became very prominent during like a specific hype cycle and they really like cashed in on making an affordable version. But once that trend had changed, those brands kind of lost their identities. Like what is Rhude? Like what is Represent? They were like the guys who made Marlboro t-shirts and Balmain motorcycle biker denim knockoffs, and now they're just like obscure. They're kind of like trend hoppers that put their branding on new shit.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I kind of like those brands to some extent. I don't really like Represent. I like Rude and I like Dime. Um, and I just like the brand identity that they try to like go for. But I see what you mean. Like that definitely when you lose your like flame, you're gonna be trying to chase that like what I mean.
Hmm.
That when you're that shine, right? So like I don't blame them for like you know trend hopping to some extent. But especially because they're trying to maintain like a certain brand identity. But yeah, no, I think that just comes natural, man. Like it's hard to maintain shit like that, especially if your bread and butter was Marlboro teas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like there's no identity behind it other than like this trend that you're personalizing. And if personalizing trend is like your gimmick, then you don't have anything to stand on when the trend changes drastically. Like I think like Yoji Yamamoto stays so prevalent year after year because Yoji just makes Yoji every year. Like Yoji doesn't care what the current trend is. He's gonna put a skirt on a like wide pair of cropped pants and call it a day, and it'll sell out every year. He doesn't care if it's baggy jeans. Like he might make a baggy jean, but that's not what his brand is. And if you like pop out making raw salvage denim when the trend changes to like corduroy skinny capris, for an example, like what are you going to do as your brand?
Hmm. Um, yeah. Which brand were you talking about again? Sorry, my head kind of like came back for a second.
Elevated. Like I'm saying, like for like example, like Rude, right?
Yeah.
Rude or Represent, or like any of these brands that are doing like baggy, salvaged, raw denim, and that's what they're known for. What are they gonna do when the trend changes to like super skinny,
Oh,
cropped, like
uh,
corduroy pants? You know what I mean? Like when the trend becomes the opposite of who they started off as.
yeah, no, I feel like they're just trying to like capitalize on whatever what do you call it? Cult following they made at that time, you know what I mean? And whatever cult following they're trying to keep like holding on to. Because I'm sure there are a lot of people who like religiously wear Rhude, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But yeah, like I feel like those brands still exist. I mean, like Essence going out of business, but like you know what I mean? They still it hasn't gone out of business yet, right?
Hmm. All right, guys, that's all the time we have. Thanks for tuning in. You go like, comment, subscribe, share.
Mm,
Go purchase a botting farm from Timu to run up our numbers. Do
yes.
everything you can. Send this to your family back in Baghdad. You know what I'm saying? Like, run up the numbers. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm Mahogany Maroon. You could check me out on TikTok and Instagram
Mm. I'm
at
Jefferson,
Mahogany
and
Maroon.
and I'm you can catch me at Mothman underscore Inferno.
Made in Inferno.
Yeah, Made in Inferno.